Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Teenpreneurship, growing business and self. I'm really excited today because we are diving into a topic that perfectly mixes my love for business and entrepreneurship. We are going to talk about The Grit by Matt Watkinson, a decision-making tool that's like a secret weapon for business all kinds. Imagine having a tool that can help you figure out if your startup idea will actually succeed. Sounds cool, right? Well, let's jump in. So, picture this. You're playing a game of Magic the Gathering, and you're trying to figure out the best strategy to outsmart your opponent. It's kind of like that in business. You need a strategy, a way to make sure all your moves are the right ones. That's where the grit comes in. Watkinson's book is all about looking at your business like a whole picture. Sort of like solving a Rubik's Cube, but for entrepreneurs. Let's start with the idea that businesses do well when you treat them as a whole. Watkinson tells this story about his knee pain. That wouldn't go away until a sports rehab expert looked at his whole body. It turned out to be problem wasn't just his knees, it was a muscle imbalance. This story is a perfect metaphor for business. Sometimes we focus too much on one part and miss the bigger picture. So, what's this grid all about? At its core, it's about three key goals: desirability, profitability, and longevity. Every business wants to be desirable, right? It's like when you see the latest iPhone and you just have to have it. That's desirability. But it has to be profitable too. You can't just have people wanting your product. They need to be willing to pay for it. And then there is longevity. You want your business to stick around, not just be one hit wonder. Let's take a real world example that Watkinson shares, a wheelchair company that focused only on desirability. They made super sleek wheelchairs out of carbon fiber, but it was so expensive that nobody could afford them. They forgot about profitable and longevity. And, well, they didn't last long. It's a classic rookie mistake. Focusing too much on one thing and ignoring the rest. You gotta balance all three goals. Next up, we've got the idea that business is like steering a ship through unpredictable seas. Your customers, market, and organizations are always changing. Remember the Volkswagen emission scandal? They were so focused on creating a desirable diesel car that they overlooked tightening pollution standards. And it led to a huge mess. It's a reminder that you need to keep an eye on all parts of your business environment. The next one is Coca-Cola. So, how do you make a product desirable? It's all about understanding wants and needs, rivalry, and offerings. Take Airbnb, for example. They totally changed the game by offering something different from your typical hotel experience. Cheaper and more flexible. Or Coca-Cola. Share a Coke campaign where they put people's name on bottles. It wasn't just about the drink, it was about making a personal connection. The next one we will talk about profitability. Now let's chat about Cię, jeszcze raz. Now let's chat about profitability. One way to boost it by raising prices, just a little. Watkinson mentions a study showing that a 1% price increase can lead to an 11% profit boost. But it's not just about the price. Bargaining power matters too. Remember, when Taylor Swift took on Apple Music, she won because she had the bargaining power to back her up. Finally, for longevity, you need a strong customer base. Originally and adaptability. Look at GoPro versus Contour. GoPro focused on marketing and Contour didn't. Guess who is still around? Being adaptable is key too. Companies like Framestore, which keep pushing boundaries, stay in the game longer. Now, let's switch gears a bit and talk about the NBA. Just like in business, NBA teams need to balance different elements to succeed. Think about the Golden State Warriors. During their championships run, they had star players like Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, but it wasn't just about individual talent. It was all about team dynamics, strategy, and adaptability. They had to adjust their play style depending on their opponents. Much like businesses need to adapt to market changes. The NBA is also a great example of how profitability and desirability work together. Teams need to be desirable to attract fans and sponsors, but they also need to be profitable to sustain operations. The Los Angeles Lakers, for instance, are not just a basketball team, they are a brand. They've built a legacy that attracts top talent and keeps fans engaged, ensuring both profitability and longevity. So, how can the grit help your startup or business idea? It's all about looking at all these elements together, not in isolation. You might need a fresh pair of eyes, like Watkinson did with a struggling service company. Sometimes the solutions are there, but you need to look at things differently to find them. To wrap up, think about your own business, ideas, or projects. Are you balancing desirability, profitability, and longevity? If not, how can you start today? Remember, every part of your business is connected. Just like the pieces of a Rubik's Cube. Solve the puzzle and you are on your way to success. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Hit me up on Instagram or YouTube with your thoughts on today's episode. Until next time, keep hustling and stay curious.